Oh my gosh, okay. Ew. I could be here all day. I love talking about fashion. Hi Vogue, here I am, Gwen Stefani. I am here to look back on some of my style, some of my looks. As you know, I'm very passionate about fashion. This first one here is a picture of me in some kind of satin leopard pants and a tank top, because I pretty much only wore tank tops my whole life because I don't know why, I just think they look cool. I had to be a little bit tomboy with like a little bit glamour. So like from here down tomboy, from here up glamour. And that was just kind of the vibe for myself, like what I always followed. And this is from MTV, I wanna say awards, probably 1995. I was just so unbelievably fascinated by Indian culture in particular because Tony Kanal, who was my boyfriend at the time, he's the bass player of No Doubt, is Indian, from India. And I had never, growing up in Anaheim, spent any time with anyone from India. And his mom would come down the stairs ready to go to these like Indian parties, all dolled up with a bindi and jewelry and these beautiful like fabric dresses and with patterns and gold, and I would just be like, oh, I've never seen anything like it. And so she gave me a lot of bindis, and I just was like, hey, what's up? Boom. Okay, this next photo is, I'm on the red carpet, and I had just gotten home from tour, and so people would send me free stuff. Like, I was like, what? Like, free stuff? And somebody sent me this product that was like this gel that you put in your hair and it turns your hair a color, and it was blue, and it was like a paste. And so I was like, okay, just really kind of inspired by Judy Jetson from the Jetsons, sort of in this moment. And I had met this girl through my manager that made clothes, and so she made this little skirt for me. The shoes were just literally somebody sent them to me. So, and same with the bathing suit top, the blue bathing suit top, fur. Okay, you would wear it too if it was free and you got home off tour, so be quiet. Okay, number next. Ew. Okay, so this is me at another award show. So what happened with pink hair? It's so true. Like, if you go through like a breakup or a really big like change in your life, sometimes you go ahead and change your hair, like to try to like, I don't know, wash whatever those feelings are out of your hair. At that time, there was really only one brand that you could get. It was like Manic Panic. And I wanted my hair like cotton candy, like light pink. And just, I had this vision of what I wanted, and I ended up with like fuchsia pink hair for like a year. So, you know, at that time too, like I didn't have any budgets. I didn't have a stylist. It was like literally on my own with all guys. It's kind of really starting to get influenced by Deborah Harry, like in her style. I was really confused at this time. I was 29 years old. I was really confused about my relationship. I didn't know who I was. I had come off a long, long tour. I had gotten famous. I got to buy a house. I got to move out of my parents' house. Like so much had happened, and I think I wrote this record called Return to Saturn, which is really all about assessing your life. And so the pink hair and the braces really like, yeah, that's why, you know what I'm saying? And the braces were like me coming home and being like, you see this money I got? Boom, I'm getting braces, finally, ha. We did this show, it was like, New Year's Eve show, and we did this song called End of the World as You Know It. The song has like 1,000 lyrics in it, and it was live TV. And I remember I was trying so hard to memorize the words and had the braces on for the first time, and I couldn't sing like literally my lips were getting caught in my braces. And I came off stage and went into some closet in some room and cried like for the rest of the night. It was New Year's, and looking back, I think about it, and I was like, everybody was kissing, and nobody was even watching me, so like, I don't even know why I did that, but yep. Oh my gosh, okay, so this is when I feel like a little more proud of myself. I feel like that's because I finally got to work with a stylist, and I met my, like, the New York Jewish street cooler, way cooler, person, like kind of that I felt like was me, but like the cool version of me. And her name is Andrea Lieberman. I knew exactly kind of what I wanted to look like in the Eve video, and I got on the phone with Andrea. I didn't really know who she was at all. And Having Andrea as a stylist was a way to take like double the talent. So it was like my ideas, and I just remember saying this, I want to have like a, like a visor, kind of like Chrissy from Three's Company, but then this, I had this whole thing. And when I got to the fitting for the Eve video, she had literally had a truck. Like, I'd never seen so many clothes in my life. Like, and everything that, like, every idea I had, she had taken it to a whole nother level. She had made custom pants. I'd never had anyone really make me custom pants that actually made me look skinny. I was like, what? She was definitely my soulmate when it comes to fashion, and she taught me so much because I wasn't schooled in fashion. I didn't grow up in New York. I didn't even know who Vivienne Westwood was. Like, I didn't know she did punk. Like, I didn't know any of that because I just wasn't exposed to it in Orange County. But definitely feel like working with Andrea and having a stylist to have access to stuff I didn't even know existed was just taking me to another level as far as being able to, express myself. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the cover of Vogue. This is my first Vogue cover. Never thought that would happen. Can't believe still that it did happen. And this was a while ago, so they would do a shoot for like a whole weekend, and you would do a 2-day fitting before the shoot. So it was like an event. And the way it made me feel was like, I was used to having so much control over my look and what I did, and really was quite anti-fashion magazine growing up, because I think as a kid I just felt like I was like alienated. It was like, you can't get that stuff. That's for rich people. Like, that's for those things aren't real. Of course, I was just naive and I didn't know, but what I love about Vogue and what I love about being able to do the cover of Vogue and being able to collaborate with so many talented people along my journey is to learn about art, art through fashion. And I think that this was that experience. Steven Meisel at this time was this really super duper famous photographer, and I was super naive because I'd like heard the name, but I don't know about that world. So I'm just being really honest. Like, I just didn't know. He had not been working for a while, and he's very eccentric, and he had kind of come out of hiding to like do this shoot. And I also got to work with Pat McGrath, who's this famous makeup artist. And I had always done my own makeup, my own hair, my own styling. So I felt like scared that everybody was like taking over and I had no choice. They were like, you're gonna do your makeup in front of the camera, and Steven's gonna watch, and Pat's gonna put the makeup on, and then you don't even get to see it. And I had just done the Aviator movie, and I think the makeup was kind of influenced by that, like the way that the eyebrows were. And I look at the photo, I'm like, I don't know, who is that? Like, I don't even think it looks like me at all. Interesting, they put me in the stripes, which is something that's been like a signature of mine, like along my journey, and still is. So it was an incredible experience, but when the weekend was over, I was like, relieved. An Orange County girl didn't belong there. Like, it was like, what am I doing here? But it was awesome. I love you, Vogue, so much. Okay, how about we talk about The Voice? So I'm a coach on The Voice, and this look is something that I begged for. Because, sometimes when you're working and stuff, like, you gotta be creative within a budget. And so that gets frustrating, especially when you get really spoiled, like I am at this point. And I remember I really wanted this corset, and there's amazing designers called the Blondes that do a lot of these beautiful corsets. I work with Rob and Marielle, and they're an incredible team that I've got to work with over the years. And when I stopped working with Andrea because she started her own line, I cried for like 2 days because we weren't going to work together. But Rob and Marielle have been incredible to work with, and they just really get who I am. And they actually begged the Blondes to make this outfit for me so that I could have it for a performance that I did on The Voice. So there it is, so beautiful. I look at it like I'm always gonna be the same person, and I'm always gonna like the same things, but you can't help but be like, your eyes are opened as you travel and as you get to like collaborate with different people and see things through, whatever lens they're looking through. And even like up until now, like, there's things that I never thought that I could do, or makeup I didn't think I would be able to wear. Like, every single day is a new day. And yes, I think that my style is gonna always evolve, and style definitely reflects, your personality, your mood, and where you're at in your life. and it makes you happy.